Greetings, Goddess Body Mind Spirit community. This is your Goddess Guru, Iya Omilade, here to share a word of inspiration to assist you on your path to self-realization and self-mastery. Today I want to talk to you about clarity of self. It is a lesson that I have learned throughout the years that I am reminded of on a regular basis. And this lesson is one that will help to keep you on the straight and narrow towards your destiny. It will help keep you on the straight and narrow towards your dreams, your goals. It will also help to keep you on the straight and narrow in terms of your character, in terms of how you operate with people in general. And so, clarity of self. This is what I tell people. When you know who you are, no one will take you off of your base. No one can shake you. No one can move you. The question is, who are you? And that's what self-realization is all about. We do a good job, I think, in modern day culture of hearing who we are supposed to be and doing everything we can to fit ourselves into that mold. The problem is, how many of us can actually do that thing? I remember when I began to wake up saying, wait a minute, perhaps I am a circle trying to fit into a square. Or maybe someone I know is a square trying to fit into the mold of a triangle. It's not going to happen. We are who we are. And the best thing for us to do is to accept that the world can give us the option of what they say we should be, which oftentimes changes from moment to moment, from group to group. It just sort of depends on who you're with, what you're doing, where you are. That dictates who they say you should be. And we can say that is an option I may go for, but we need to look at it as an option and not an absolute. Because what ends up happening is, if we are not who the world says we should be, and we seek to be that, then what ends up happening is we will find ourselves highly dysfunctional. Because in order for a square to fit inside of a triangle, that square is going to have to do some adjusting of its self, its true structure. It's going to have to do some major adjustments, cut some stuff off, squish and mush to try to fit into a triangle mode. So perhaps some of our dysfunctions, some of the areas in our life where we slip, trip, and fall is related to us trying to be something that we're not. And once we wake up to that, then the next thing is we have to figure out who we are. We largely know who we are. When we think about what we have inclinations for, when we think about what gives us passion, when we really think about it, in those quiet moments, and we're dreaming and we're envisioning and we're just allowing ourselves to be, we know who we are. We know what we like. We know this. And so we have to open ourselves up to that more. The other thing that I think is important is for us to know where our weaknesses are. So for instance, a weakness that I have is I struggle with self-esteem. So if I know I struggle with self-esteem, when it doesn't manifest all the time, but when it does, it feels a particular way. My mind operates in a particular manner. In my body, there's a level of uncomfort or discomfort that feels the same every time. And it'll get sparked by situations. It'll get sparked by my interactions with people. And when I realize that's what's happening, I say, you know what, I know what's going on. I'm putting a pause on this until I can get a handle on this part of myself. Move myself back to my center, my truth, where my true confidence is. And then I can move forward. Because we do have to acknowledge there are those parts of us that get us in trouble. Why? Because we don't really do anything about them. We know that they're problem areas, but we don't do anything about them. So we have to acknowledge that. We do want to work to move beyond those areas of challenges, weaknesses, whatever you want to describe it. But more than anything, awareness of it and understanding how it feels and manifests is important, because that's another way we're operating from a place where the waters are muddy. We have no idea who we are. And then what do? We start shifting and bending and doing things that aren't us, and shrinking when we should be expanding, and expanding when perhaps we should be shrinking. So when you know who you are, then you know you stay in the driver's seat of how you're operating, how you're dealing with people. When we find ourselves, this is something that I talked about with my husband recently. When I find myself compromised, oftentimes the compromise comes because I'm operating from my place of weakness instead of my place of truth. When I'm very clear on who I am, I don't care what anyone tells me. You will not move me. My place of strength is not egoic. So I'm clear when I'm being egoic and I got an attitude and, it looks like strength, but really, perhaps I'm being a butthole. I know the difference. No, my true place of strength says I don't care what anyone thinks of me, how I live, what I do. You can tell me I'm wrong. If I know I'm right, you will not change my mind. When I'm operating from my place of weakness, I might know 100% I'm right. But my place of weakness might make me think I'm not right, question myself, wonder what's going on, and agree, yes, I'm wrong, and get caught up in more drama. It's just not okay. So clarity of self is essential. Once you know who you are and stay in that place, you will be immovable. You will be unshakable. Your life will be happier. And for people like me who despise drama, the drama in your life will be minimized, because you will say, I will have no issues with people's drama, other folks' egos. That's the other thing. When you're so clear, other people's attitudes and egos and all their stuff, it doesn't bother you. You can say, whoa, they're having a day. Doesn't have anything to do with me, because I am very clear about who and what I am. This is Omilade, your goddess guru, hoping that this word on clarity has helped you to be more clear about yourself. I wish you an awesome week and just peace beyond all measure. Blessings of Yemaya and the goddess in general be upon you. Have a great day.